Good morning, Uncle Peter. Please tell the Information Minister that he needs to accept some truth in SR files or some of the other government criticisms. 3/4 of all the criticism on government contracts, sale of key institutions are facts, and so many others. So we need to be realistic.
No, but what I'm saying is that two things is here. Which institution did we sell? Name me one whether we have sold. Name me one. We have not sold any institution. Port still belongs to the Gambia government. It's a concession.
Is 30 years not a long
No, what I'm saying is that, you see, who owns Heathrow Airport? The British government is not running Heathrow Airport.
We know, yeah.
Who owns Gatwick Airport? You see, this is new economic model. Governments now are becoming leaner. They now focus more.
Governments are not good business entities.
Exactly.
Yes.
Look, all the African airlines that existed, the Ghana Airways, the Sierra Leone Airways, where are they?
Where the biggest of them all, Air Afrique.
Where is it? So this is the reality. In fact, now Gambia is even trying, because we still have some critical sectors still under government. But other countries, the energy sector is decentralized. The British government doesn't run any.
That's why they are more efficient than us, perhaps.
Exactly. So we are going for efficiency, and that's a strategy for efficiency. And so the government can focus on service delivery that are like education, healthcare, security, those things. But let me. This is the new reality in the world. You cannot be left behind. This is new reality. We've not sold any single institution. They are giving us concessions, that is private management with government partnership, to promote efficiency and service delivery. And we've seen the results in ports. Since Al-Barak took over, we've seen the efficiency. In fact, the whole world is talking about efficiency. Now ships are coming back to Gambia. Before Al-Barak, it took 3 months, 6 months before ships could offload. But now 3 weeks they can offload. So what is the problem? What is important is the outcome, the efficiency. Okay. And government is not losing anything in the process. Okay, in fact, they are gaining.
Speaking of efficiency, here's a well-timed text message. Good morning, Uncle Peter. Please tell Mr. Ceesay, Dr. Ceesay, this borough government is the worst in our history. Look at our ferry system, very poor, because we are using the ferry, or I'm using the ferry too. But because of borough is crossing on Saturday, they now stop one ferry. They are painting it for him while we are suffering.
Now, let's put it in context.
So is one ferry taken out of service?
I'm coming. I cannot verify that. For 60 years, the Gambia was able to get only 3 ferries that is operating. In fact, 2, because Johe is out of service. Anilai and Kunta Kinte for 60 years. President Barrow came to power. And ferry is not something you go and buy on the shelf. We have to design it and build it. We are building 2 brand new ferries. One of them is almost complete. They're solar powered. And in fact, before we built that ferry, we made sure that we took data from customer views on what the kind of ferry they want. And now we are building a ferry that the customers want. Not only that, we also did reforms in this sector by opening up. NECMA, the ferry is here. They are done. This October or November or December, they'll operate. We'll have another service going. So these are transformations that we should focus on in this sector. 1, new ferries are coming for GPA. 2, NECMA, the private partner, is coming. There are ferries, we've seen it. They'll take almost, I think this is 75-100 cars and almost 800 passengers. That will ease the problem of the ferry service until the time when we will break the place. But for now, these are the transformation. There are new ferries coming, and there's a private partner that is also coming, which is almost done. Their ferries are here, and this will be a game changer in that sense.
Good morning, Uncle Peter and Honorable Dr. Ismaila Ceesay. When shall we have a sign language interpreter on state-owned GRTS TV? Do you think you are fair with people with disabilities in this country?
I've given instructions.
Directives. I was going to say this.
The directives were given to GRTS DG, and I'm making a follow-up. In fact, the moment I go back there, I'll call him and ask him how far we've gone with that. I mean, definitely, we cannot accept a situation where people are left out of the information ecosystem. People must have access to information. It's a right. It's a constitutional right. It's a universal right that they get access to it, no matter their disability. So we are working on that, and we are going to ensure that GRTS starts it as soon as possible. This is a directive.
Okay. Good morning, Uncle Peter. Can the Honorable Minister explain to us whether UTG has rules on privacy and data protection? Isn't the Minister violating the data protection law by divulging a student's personal information on a public platform?
Well, I never divulged any student's personal information. I never called anybody's name. I said a particular student. So it could be any student. Did I call anybody's name?
But this particular student...
well, I don't know. I did not call anybody's name.
Okay. Good morning, Uncle Peter. Can you please ask the Information Minister if he's aware that the long disputed land between the former Vice President, Isatunjai Sedi, and the Jatta family of Busumbala, which was reported at your radio station, is finally in court?
Well, I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware of that? Well, okay, the question has been asked, and hopefully you got your answer there. Hi, Peter. Good morning. I'm Sidiko Suno from Faraba Banta. My question to, what is the stand of the Gambia government on the former President Yahya Jammeh, who said, I'm coming and President Adama Barrow cannot prevent me from coming. We will know who owns the Gambia, me or Barrow. Did he say 3rd November?
Well, except if I'm living in a different world. Yeah. Today is the 4th, yesterday was the 3rd,
yeah.
And I've not seen any Yahya Jammeh's shadow in this country.
Yeah. I think he said, I'm coming in November.
Yeah.
But, the exact date will be announced by people. Yeah. Well, I can't, but the people who are watching and listening.
November ta bayla. November wo bekelale. Anay banale. So ngaju be sañ. Ayna.
In other words, if it doesn't come, November will come. And November has arrived.
Exactly. Yeah. It will also finish. It will also end. You remember when Ceesay was walking on the streets of Rome, and a Ceesay called on him and said, Ceesay. And he turned. He said, beware the Ides of March. And Ceesay said, what say you? He said, beware the Ides of March. And his people who conspired to kill him, the Cassius and the Cascas and the brutal lady, is a madman. On the Ides of March, Ceesay was going to the capital, and the same Ceesay told, and Ceesay saw the Ceesay, and he said, the Ides of March had come. And the Ceesay said, I, Ceesay, but not yet gone. You get the story?
Yep.
Yeah. So November has come, but not yet come. It will go. And we'll see whether Jammeh will come to this country or not.
Good morning, Peter. Can you please ask the Honorable Minister why this government keeps talking about infrastructure and not food for the people, which is the most important, and not even one factory? So meaning we are not producing any of the food that we eat.
Yes.
We should have a factory, at least doing something.
The roads and infrastructure brings factories. Government don't invest in factories. Private sector invest in factories. And for private sector to come and invest in a country, there must be infrastructure, otherwise they wouldn't invest. There must be marine infrastructure. That is why we're building the port. There must be good aviation infrastructure. That is why we're expanding the airport. There must also be good road infrastructure so that the goods they produce can reach the ports. The foundations of any country's development has to start with infrastructure. Nobody will come and invest in Gambia in a factory if the conditions are not right. And what are those conditions? Infrastructure. That is why this is a conscious strategy by the president to first build infrastructure, because this will attract investment, and investors, when they come, they'll build factories. For now, the conditions have to be right. That is why we're coming with regulations that attract investors. We are bringing laws that attract investors. We are making sure that our courts are competent and independent. We are making sure that we create the right environment, training our young people to work in these factories. It will come. Rome is not built in a day. Remember, for the investments we are doing now, they were never done since independence. And people, like our development is long planning. People won't see the outcome and the results of this investment until the next 10, 15 years. Then they'll see the outcome of these results. Now, that is how the world works. You who does the investment will not live to reap the benefits of those investments. Somebody will come and take the glory of those investments. But like I said, you cannot assure people cheap food if they don't have roads, because roads make sure that the price of food also goes down. It has a knock-on effect.
Good morning, Uncle Peter. Please ask Dr. Ceesay how far is the issuance of licenses to radio stations, which he promised to continue after it had been temporarily stopped. And this is coming from Mahmoud Konjira, an aspiring journalist.
Yes, well, actually what we've done is that there was a moratorium on issuance of licenses for the operation of radios. We took a people to cabinet to partially, not to pass, to conditionally lift the moratorium. And
Conditionally.
Conditionally lifted now. And now we are giving license based on two conditions. You must be able to have the capacity to operate nationwide, but also it must also be a rural community radio. So these are the two conditions. Once you fulfill these conditions, we are giving out license.
Good morning, Peter and Ismaila. This is coming from our friends Aisha Jallo. Good morning, Peter and Ismaila. Please let Ismaila Ceesay relax and stop the boasting with this government. We need a break from them following their unhonorable and un-excellency remarks at the Sukuta rally by attacking people individually. You disagree, but that's the impression people have, that but this was organized just to attack the personalities of people
Peter,
and all
Peter,
of that.
You see, sometimes I think that Gambians don't know what politics is. If, let's say, Honorable Usain Odabo was not a party leader, I would never mention him. If Kande was not because they are politicians, they are heads of political parties. So it's okay for people to attack. Mama Kande was speaking 2 weeks ago, I think. He said Barrow's government is the most corrupt in the history of the country. It's okay for him to say that. Now, it's not a personal attack against Barrow. But if we come to respond to that, it's an attack. People have to be fair sometimes. Okay. Now, the opposition can say whatever they want and attack us and insult us. That's fine. But when we come out to respond, and they say, no, you should not go personal. We are not going personal. If Kande and Dabo and Esa and Talib were not politicians, we'll not even mention them because we have no business with them. But they are politicians and they are in the terrain. That's how the terrain works. It is what they call the occupational hazards of politicians.
You talked about fairness. Let's have some final remarks from you.
What we want as a government is to be critiqued, but with solutions, with alternatives. Tell us that your policy on agriculture is not working, and X, Y, Z is what you are doing that is not working. If I come to power, I will do X, Y, Z, and Z, and this will be the outcome. It's not magic. It's not magic. It's like 1 + 1 is 2. If you think that I'm doing 2 + 3 + 1, I'm getting 9, and you identify it, tell me how you are going to do it to get the desired number. But they're not doing that. All they say is that, oh, there is corruption. Okay, they are selling all our institutions, which is even a lie. We're not selling or stolen any institution. Or they are not, what else do they say? Nothing, because I'm nothing to say.
You're corrupt.
Huh?
You're corrupt.
Who is corrupt?
The government. I thought you were saying what they are saying about the government.
I mean, obviously,
and
what I'm saying is that, think so solo.
Wow.
Benga nice. Salipangi Jack Taro. Ñu xoolal si ko bés amuñ dara lu ñoo comment dañu ne waaye sa rondaale yaa ngi tilim because nit ñi mënuñoo gis rondaale bi so suñ ko repeat nit ñi gëm doon la waaye moo tax suñ waxee ñun luñ def pour xeex corruption si dëkk bi kenn mësu koo def depuis bu Gambia sosoo ba léegi kenn mësu koo def amut fenn luñ def pour xeex corruption kenn mësu koo def te su ma fi toogee mun naa laa liimal systématique 1 by 1 luñ def pour xeex corruption si réew mi kenn mësu koo def waaye xam nga opposition bi mënuñoo wax ne ndox amut because ndox am na mënuñoo wax ne courant amut parce que li ñaa ngi am courant mënuñoo wax ne yoon amut parce que soo demee léegi Hakalang Kabada Sankandi Basse foo dem Ñaamina yépp a ngi am yoon so mënuñoo wax loolu noonu mënuñoo wax ne jàppale wuñ ndaw yi ak jigéen ñi parce que ñu ngi ko def mënuñoo wax ne jàppale wuñ béykat yi parce que ñu ngi ko so lu ñoo xalaat rek mooy ne corruption parce que loolu moo gën a it's not tangible dañ ko bëgg a nekk di ko yuuxu non naka la mooma on ne Peter dafa corrupt bi ko auditeur dafa ñëw mu gis ne am na paperwork yu mi si nga dafa corrupt
esa wax na ko fii balaa Peter di doon ministre munta dugal doomam sa public school wala munta fay school fees am waaye mu nekk ministre
na ma nimal benn
ñaari weer rek mu génnee doomam public school boobu
léegi ma laaj la benn na ma nimal benn ministre boo xam ne balaa moo doon ministre amul kër ministre moo tax mu sampa kër xam nga da nga isi evidence ba pare second li
loolu problème bi nag
loolu ma rek
ci evidence bi ngeen jàppale
ba pare second li loolu is not be political discussion ministre lu def ak famille xam nga la mooy political discussion wax ñu yow soo toogee naka nga doxalee réew mi loolu mooy debate bi loolu mooy débat bi loolu mooy débat bi wax ñu yow soo toogee naka ngaa doxalee réew mi lan mooy sa ay pexe pour gis ne yow su fekkee ne nga ne government lu ñoo def si ndox doyut lan mooy sa pexe pour gis ndox bi doy su fekkee ne yow nga ne government lu ñoo def pour jàppale ndaw yi pour ñu am xëy nga ne loolu doyut lan mooy sa pexe pour gis ne nit ñi am ndaw yi am nañ xëy loolu mooy débat bi du ministre bu toog du public school private school loolu du débat bi loolu débat cuune la.
all right Fonaat tàggatoo woon nga ba noppi de.
maa ngi tàggatoo waat jërëjëf.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In Gambia, deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. Ak Wave, Basel Mufine, Wave, your money is yours.